You're listening to those two IM guys podcast. You'll find interviews, reviews, and interesting topics discussed inside with your hosts, Tony Earp and James Kennedy. So, what are you waiting for? Get inside! Hello and welcome to another episode of Those Two IM Guys. I'm James Kennedy. I'm here with my co-host Tony Earp. I'd like to welcome you along. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Tony, how are you doing?
You sounded like an old comedy presenter there, James. I thought, the comedy duo Morecambe and Wise or something, wasn't it?
Bring me sunshine.
Yeah, that's the
all
one.
The way.
Well, there's no sunshine here at the moment, mate, but good morning to you.
Sunshine.
And welcome to all our viewers and listeners to this episode of Those Two IM Guys.
So, Tony, what are we talking about today?
I thought we've not really discussed video a lot, James, in past episodes. We've covered graphics and, other key things that you need for any online business. And I think it's fair to say no matter what your business is online, you're going to be using some sort of video, yeah?
Absolutely. I love video. Video is one of my favourite things.
Yep. You use video. I use video. It's a great medium, especially for online businesses and entrepreneurs, yeah?
Definitely.
We're not going to do I get asked this question a lot because I promised the viewers and listeners I wouldn't do that. But what I do get asked genuinely a lot, James, is, what video style should I use? What software do I use? Because yourself, if you Google video editing software or, video making software or whatever, how many results are you going to get in the search engines? You're going to get hundreds and thousands, yeah. So what we're going to try and do in this episode, not what we're going to try and do, James, what we're going to do in this episode.
That's like a can-do attitude, Tony.
Yeah. We're going to narrow it down for the benefit of our viewers and listeners so that they've got some real golden nuggets, well-known video styles and video softwares that they can go and check out, yeah?
Excellent. Let's do it then.
Okay.
Where we start?
So I think it's fair to say from two people that use video on a regular basis, as obviously what we're doing right now is going to be a video on our channel, yeah? I think it's fair to say that there's no one tool or video style that fits, there's not a one-fit-all solution, James, yeah?
You need multiple different ways to kind of interact with your people. Sometimes it's fast-hitting impact stuff, and sometimes it's things like this that take a bit of time,
Yeah, and especially if you're new to online marketing and using video, James, how do you choose what video style is right for your particular project? It can be a minefield, can't it?
Can, absolutely.
Can I ask, how do you decide what you're going to use? Because obviously you've got a bit more experience than most people. Right.
So in what way, like for whatever I'm doing, obviously, are you asking me what style I use?
So for example, you've got a particular you need to produce a particular video for a particular project. How do you decide what style you're going with?
Right. Okay. So it depends on the audience for me. I mean, if it's, for example, if I'm doing a review video, then I want to be I think you've got to, and I think everybody should be here and be 100% genuine to yourself. Be genuine and truthful to your clients. Don't give them hypey bullshit. You can read the sales copy, but be you. Interject your own personality into that. Clear, precise, informative. But I like to have fun. I like people to kind of get my personality.
Yeah, I get that. So you're more hands-on. You want them to see you. You want to explain to them what the situation, exactly what the offer is. Yeah. Yeah,
I feel that if I was just to kind of put down a very precise or like a PowerPoint type presentation video, they would never get to know me. And I want people, I'm looking to build a tribe of people, that are kind of like me, that want to be surrounded with people like me. I want to be surrounded with people like me as well.
Would it be fair to say that you may go down that road with your videos because you're not aware of all the options available, all the different video styles, or are you aware?
Yeah, that's absolutely true as well. Okay. Yeah, you've got to remember, although I've been online marketing now for a couple of years, I'm still relatively a newbie.
So you're going with what you're comfortable with rather than what may be the right style of video for your audience. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's probably, I'm probably ticking a few boxes, but I'm probably not ticking all the boxes.
Well, I think it's fair to say that there's lots of different styles of videos out there. And you need to ask yourself a few questions to decide which one's right for you and your project, James. It's as simple as that, really. You know, what do I want to do? You know, start by asking yourself what's the intended outcome of the video.
Yeah.
You know, there's no hard and fast rules, but you've got to define that first, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah. So we are review. I was going to say we are review video. My outcome is hopefully sharing a good quality product with somebody that they will ultimately buy it through my link, and I'll generate a commission.
Yeah. I mean, certain styles of videos, they tend to fit a particular project or audience better than others, James. It's as simple as that. These are tried and tested by far bigger marketers than you and I, with far more experience than you and I, you know.
Yeah, and more scientific knowledge, you know, because they're testing everything, constantly testing. Yeah,
exactly. And they've got big teams, you know, they've got people that are dedicated to video. So we have to learn and educate ourselves off these people, don't we? Definitely. And there's loads of free information out there, guys, if you Google it, yeah. Funny enough, you know, you were talking about entertaining people. You know, if you want to build an audience by entertaining people, then a good type of video, James, to consider is animation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Again, I use animations on frequent.
Yeah.
I've created a few animations for products that I've created and sold in the past, and they've been very, very successful.
Yeah. Another option is, you know, if you need to teach prospects how to do something, how to do a particular task, then a good video style to check out is whiteboard videos.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you can get blackboard videos as well. You can get green screen. You can get clear glass ones these days, whiteboard video style. Yeah. You know, if you want to talk directly to your customers, then you need to take a look at live action videos, don't you?
Yeah, live action.
This is along the lines of what you're talking about, where you want to connect directly you to your audience, don't you?
Yeah. And again, it suits my style because, as I say, I always want to keep it as real as I can. And today, I've even kept off my green screen background in the background and letting you see my office, my studio, if you like. You know, messy as it is, but it's where I'm at.
And that's great. And from what you're explaining to me, there, live action videos is a great example of a video style that would work for you.
Mm-hmm.
It would really connect you with your audience in the style that you want it to, yeah?
For sure.
Other questions to ask yourself, you know, who am I talking to? What am I talking to them about?
Know your demographic, exactly, you know.
Yeah. But you'll be amazed, James, how many people don't do that.
Yeah. It's a good saying, when you're trying to talk, if you're trying to talk to everyone, you're talking to no one.
Preparation's everything, James.
Yeah.
You know, let's give a couple of examples. You know, having a laugh with your buddy at a bar, for example, it requires a different approach than asking your boss for a raise in the office, doesn't it?
Yeah, not unless you've took it to the bar and got them really drunk first.
You know, in that example, bars call for, you know, loud gestures, big laughs, lots of energy.
Yeah.
Where the office, on the other hand, it's, you know, it's not the place for that, is it? It's more serious environment. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, knowing your audience, it'll be easier for you to narrow down, you know, the voice and the tone in which you want to communicate in your video style. Yeah. For sure. Like you're very jovial, you're very energetic in your delivery, aren't you, generally?
Yeah, well, again, obviously my background is an entertainer and I'm pretty hyperactive, as you know. I'm kind of full of energy all the time. So
you've had your chocolate bar for breakfast, haven't you? Yeah.
I've not had any, actually.
I think what we're trying to say is, by all these questions we're evoking there, is it makes it easier for you to decide whether you want to go for a more traditional style of video, you know, like live action or photo montage or something like that, or something a little more dynamic, like an animated video or maybe motion graphics or something like that.
Yeah, because the product might not necessarily be you or your services. It might actually be you're creating a video for a client.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And again, that leads nicely into another question you need to be asking yourself, because there's a cost to all that, James, isn't there? You know, how much can I afford to spend on this video?
Yeah,
you know, absolutely. We're going to come into software and tools shortly, but you know, what's my budget with my client? What's my budget? Because ultimately, and we know this with anything online, especially video, you know, the end result usually is a direct reflection and correlation of how much you spend on that particular video or project.
Yeah, and not always spend financially, but sometimes spend in time. You know, I mean, like you might have the best software in the world, but if you don't have, if you don't put the time in, it might be, it just might.
But yeah, I mean, the great news is that, you know, all the styles of videos we're talking about and we're going to discuss throughout this episode, they can be created on a budget. They really can, guys. But the facts are, certain types of videos are typically more expensive than others. Yeah, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
But as I say, the good news is that you can create most of these styles of videos that we're discussing on a budget these days, because as we both know, James, there's some amazing tools out there, both free and paid.
Yeah, amazing tools and amazing assets that you can actually import into certain things.
Just an example of what I'm talking about things can get pricey, James, if you're not careful. As an example, let's take, you know, live action videos. They can be pricey because, one, you on a location, you may have actors, you may have to pay for the location you're filming in. All these factors, play a part in the price, don't they?
Oh, yeah. And again, I mean, for most people, obviously, I mean, like, let's take into example, for example, my tourism business. You know, now I could be the actor because ultimately it's my business. You know, but I can't be the cameraman as well. So now, if I'm actually the actor, which I'm saving the money there, I now need to pay somebody professionally who's got a drone, possibly, or proper cameras and mics, etc., because you can't just say to your next door neighbor, "Hey, can you point this camera at me?" Because it's not going to work, is it? You know, it's just not.
No, and you've hit the nail on the head, James. I mean, ultimately, these are all questions you need to be asking yourself. It's all part of the preparation. You know, before
I think the first thing I would say is, who is your avatar?
You decide on what style of. Yeah, definitely. And again, this is all things you need to be taken into consideration when you're choosing the style of video, because it has a direct correlation to your budget, doesn't it? Yeah,
of course it does. So who's your customer? Where are they? You know, because I might say, create this wonderful video for my tourism business, hypothetically speaking, and then post it on TikTok. Now, TikTok's average age is from 12 to 25, 30. My average customer is usually between 55 and 70. So am I going to find them there? No, that's pointless. Am I going to put it on Instagram? No, it's pointless. Where am I going to find them? You know, they're still floating about on Facebook because the grandkids are on Facebook. You know.
Yeah, I think you'll find that with TikTok, the age demographic is getting slightly older on there now.
Is it? Well, that's only because.
But I agree with you. I think in the early days, it was sort of up to 25.
It's funky dancing.
Yeah.
You know.
Just another example of, you know, what can be pricey where video's concerned is animations, as we know well, James, don't we? And motion graphics, because both usually, note the word usually, guys, require graphic designers and animators to produce those type of things. But that now there are some very cool softwares out there that can do all that at very low cost for you, thankfully.
Definitely. I mean,
I think it's. Sorry, James.
I was going to say, and if you think graphic designers are expensive, try hiring an animator, because they're creating these page by page, and 1 minute of animation could be 3 or 4 weeks worth of actual work. So it's very costly if you don't have the right tools. Definitely.
Yeah, and I think in general, it's fair to say that everything gets more expensive the more complicated it is. Yeah. Sure. So, you know, you need to think of ways to simplify your idea, basically, while still communicating your message in a professional way, don't you?
Yeah. And one of the best tips I would say for anybody is storyboarding. Write out the blocks of what are you trying to convey in this scene, what's trying to convey, so that you get all the points in before you actually create anything, because you'll go away after doing the video and missed half of it. And
that's a top tip, James. Yeah, top tip. And, you know, it's all part of what we're saying about preparation, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I would say 80% of what you do with video is in the preparation.
Yeah, if not more.
If not more. Yeah, I'm probably being a bit conservative there, to be fair. So always look at DIY solutions, guys. You know, look at those types of options. You know, for example, using your smartphone. Depending on what type of video you want to produce, you know, smartphones these days arguably can be better than a lot of high-priced cameras and other video recording equipment. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you look at, and again, I mean, what they can throw into an Apple phone these days is incredible. I mean, this is the Pro 11 Pro, and again, some of the footage that I've been able to create on this, on slow motion, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Creating really beautiful scenes. And sometimes it's just about having, again, going back to the storyboard and getting the right viewpoint of what you're looking to create. You know, but again, all depending on what the video's for. If you're trying to sell something, try to convey a message, whatever it may be, or it's just for fun.
Yeah, and I totally agree with all of that. And another important factor is you've got to work out what works for your brand or your client's brand. What style of video works best for their brand or your brand? Because some of these video styles we're discussing will work for some industries and niches much better than others.
Yeah. You know, I mean, for example, I seen a video done with a local company, a local video production company, and they're very arty in what they do. But they were selling a service, a product, but it didn't sell the product. There was no call to action. There was it was just arty-farty nonsense.
Yeah.
It looked quite cool, and you could put it on your website, but it didn't get to the point of what is it you're selling? How can I buy it? And where is it? You know?
And this is all getting down to what we're talking about with preparation and making sure your script is appropriate for the style of video and your audience that you're delivering to.
For sure.
You know, if you're selling a product or service, then you need a call to action in there. Otherwise, the video is going to end and people are not going to know what to do or how to go and buy your product or service, are they?
What a cool video, though. Did it change your bottom line?
Nice, cool video that costs $5,000. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, guys, you know, regarding your branding, you need to really tune up your branding with the right style of videos. It's as simple as that. Uh-huh. And as we've already established, that's really going to depend on your niche in the industry, because we're going to go through 10 different styles of videos now, James.
Okay, let's do it.
And some are going to suit more, you know, are going to suit niches and some business styles or business types more than others. Yeah.
Right.
Only you can decide which one is right for your business or your client's business. So let's just have a chat about 10 different video styles. Yeah. So we touched on this one earlier, very briefly. Live action videos. Is that something you've used, James?
Yeah. Again, I mean, from doing videos here where I'm kind of, or actually just grabbing a phone, and again, I can be on location. I mean, I can be on location. Hey guys, I'm actually at blah blah blah. This is Loch Lomond. Yeah.
And I think that's a great example of probably the most common type of live action video right now.
Yeah.
In 2022. You know, smartphones are so advanced now. They've got great cameras. You can take great quality videos on them. And yeah, that would be a great example of you know, what a live action video would be in this day and age. Yeah. But generally, you know, live action videos, it's a recording of either, you know, still or moving objects, but it's about real people and locations. I think it's fair to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you in your office there now.
Yeah, live in the office, you know, here, I'm here to do your voiceover, or I'm here, you know, whatever, you know, I mean, whatever you're doing, you know, you can tell people this is
I'll tell you a couple of great examples for live action videos, James. Tutorial videos.
Perfect.
Also, it's a great way for you to create an emotional bond with your viewers and the audience, because it's you speaking directly to them.
Yeah. Giving them the benefit of your advice.
Yeah. Another great way, you know, welcome videos.
Like, I don't know if you've just froze up there, Tony.
Or support your product. Yeah. Sorry. Where did you hear up to, James?
To welcome videos.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome videos is another great example of when to use a live action video.
Uh-huh.
You know, in your members area or on your thank you page after someone's purchased, because it adds a real human face to the digital platform, the digital interface, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
You know, with another example, you know, have a live action video as a welcome video on your website.
Yeah, seen some.
Again, that's another great way. That's another great way of using them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one, about me videos. You know, like when you go on an about us page or an about me page on someone's website, it's usually just bland text, isn't it?
Yeah. And it can be a bit dull, can it?
Yeah. You know, tell a story in your own words, with your own voice. People can see, they can relate to you. Yeah. And again, it's all about, you know, building that bond with your audience, isn't it?
And that about me video could be two ways. You know, it could be, hi, I'm James Kennedy and I'm about blah blah blah. Or it could be telling a story where you're actually you're the narrator and taking clips of things that you talk about. You know, I'm a stay-at-home dad. You have a picture of your kids running about in the garden and things like that. And this is really important to me because it gives me the opportunity to see my kids grow, where my father never had the benefit of doing that with me. And you know,
absolutely,
really an emotional connection there.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a great example. Another one that I think is overlooked for live action videos is sales videos, James.
Okay.
You know, sales videos can benefit from live action because it adds more layers to your marketing.
Yeah,
and I think it's neglected, to be fair. You know, on a lot of products and services, they don't use live action enough, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't see it around much on sales videos. Do you?
Well, the thing is, we sales copy. We have wonderful copywriters there, and they write great copy. But there's very few, other than a few exceptions, big marketers. You know, I mean, like for example, Todd Gross usually will predominantly, and again, this is for affiliate marketers, guys. If you're watching and you know about affiliate marketing, Todd Gross will pretty much read the script on a video, but most people will put on some little animation or basically just what's the kind of word? Kinetic videos.
Yeah, I agree, and it's very underused, I think, yet it's very powerful if used in the right way. I think you mentioned Todd. Todd's one of the few, you know, marketers that use it regularly.
Yeah.
He'll sort of present himself, and then he'll cut to the product or the explainer type of video, and then at the end it'll cut back to him.
Yeah.
So you've got that human connection, but there's a lot of another one who does that regularly is Russell Brunson. Yeah.
Yes. Now that's a perfect example. Now everybody online, if they've ever searched anything for business online, they probably know Russell almost as if he's your friend.
You probably know his face even if you don't know his name.
Yeah, because and when he talks to you, very much talks to the camera, and he's talking to you. He's not talking to anybody else. It's all about you. And I love that because genuinely you feel that connection, the eye contact.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, James. It's very underused in sales videos.
Yeah,
you know, I'm guilty of it. You're guilty of it. I think a lot of marketers are guilty of it. But these top guys consistently do that, and they do it for a reason, obviously. Yeah.
Oh, it converts well. I think the biggest challenge that we've got like guys like Todd Gross is a professional presenter. Russell Brunson has made himself a professional presenter. I don't think he does that much in his business himself now. That's his part of the business.
Yeah.
And guys like me and you, if we were to kind of create a video animation or a kinetic video, we could create that and it wouldn't take us so much time. But if we mess up, we might need to shoot a scene 5, 6, 10 times. So that video that you maybe see for 1 minute might have actually took 5 or 6 hours of actually video production, you know, so a lot of time's involved. And maybe that's
another one that uses it really well is Luke McGuire.
Yes.
But Luke tends to be like jumping out of helicopters and things.
Yeah, he scares me though because his eyes are like so wide looking at you like that. Like, gosh, terrifies me. I'll buy the product.
But the point I'm making is that the fact that we remember these marketers, it's obviously memorable. Yeah, it has an effect on us. Yeah,
exactly.
So yeah, live action videos, definitely something you need to be looking at, guys. And what about live action video tools? Well, basically, it's a camera, any camera.
Yeah, any camera, a little bit of editing software.
Yeah, if you've got a smartphone, guys, you can already do live action videos. Simple as that.
So that means it costs nothing. It's free.
Yeah. I mean, let's narrow it down to the basics here. You know, to make a live action video, you'll need equipment that can capture live action, and that means a camera.
A camera. Yeah, simple.
And we've all got a camera, and we've all got a way of taking video on our smartphones these days in a very professional way. Yeah.
Yeah, and even if you've not, again, this is another thing. I mean, obviously, I'm speaking to you from a Logitech StreamCam. I'm using a Yeti microphone, but there's so many people that can actually connect. If you don't even have those tools, you can actually connect this to your computer, and it's probably got a better camera in it than that has up there.
Yeah, I'm like you, James. I'm using a Yeti. I'm using a decent webcam, Logitech one, I think it is.
Yeah.
But we could quite easily set up our smartphones and use our smartphones.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether you actually just record it and then upload it to your computer, or whether you actually connect it in and create that as a live camera.
But the fact is, you don't need fantastically sophisticated equipment if you've got a good smartphone.
Mm-hmm. Well, the reality is,
you've already got the tools you need to do the job.
I was going to say, the reality is, it is a fantastically sophisticated camera and sound system already, and it's all built in and mass produced at a low price.
Yeah, and the the video editing apps you can get for your smartphone these days for free are ridiculously. It's unbelievable what you can do with them, James, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's all about educating yourself about how to use them.
Yeah, I mean, even
that's got to be part of your prep, hasn't it?
I was going to say, even some of the fun apps out there where you can create explosions and helicopters flying in and things like that on an app from your video, you can run a bit like that, like this, and then bring these little things in and explosions. And that's just fun stuff. Think of the serious stuff that's out there as well. Incredible.
Yeah. Okay, that was live action videos. Let's go about style number 2, which is animation videos, James, something we know a little bit about. Yeah. And animation is basically a video style made up from still images, but those images are layered, and when they're all put together they give the illusion of movement, basically, don't they? But we won't go too much into animation because that's a completely full-on topic for another day.
Too deep.
Yeah. And obviously you've got to be selective when and where to use that type of style of video, James, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
A good example would be marketing and promotional videos, ad campaigns where you want to grab the attention of the viewer very quickly. It can really showcase your brand in a unique way as well, can't it? With that, animated video style. Yeah, you
can create and let people know that you're a fun company, you're a fun business to deal with, because animations usually are very cartoony, quite quirky, quite fun in their approach.
Yeah, for the right type of brand, it can perfectly reflect the style, energy, and personality of that brand, can't it? Basically,
absolutely, 100%. Couldn't agree further.
Yeah. Another great way to use animation is in explainer videos.
Yeah. Again,
they showcase details of your product or your service, and it stops them being dry and boring, doesn't it? If you're using animation in them.
Yeah.
Spice things up a bit. Yeah.
I was going to say, I used one years ago. I think it was Matt Bush brought it out.
Right.
And it was, again, it was like characters and like the key points. He had balls that rolled in, key point number 1, key point number 2. And it was fantastic. And it served me really well. I didn't have to, what is this product about? Watch the video, come back and ask me again.
It's all about grabbing attention, isn't it? And with animations, as we know ourselves from our product, you can spice things up, can't you, with animation? Yeah. You can make them, you can make your videos more entertaining, more engaging. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Yeah.
I find you can probably get more information crammed into an animation. You can get for what a 5-10 minute explainer video could be, you could probably get the same animation to kind of visually show it in less than a couple of minutes.
Yeah. And there's lots of amazing animation softwares out there, James, and animation tools. Yeah. A great one is Biteable. Are you familiar with that?
Not one I know.
Yeah, it's a very, very popular one. It's one of the top ones online. But as we know, we can't go into all of them, guys. If you Google video animation tools, you'll get hundreds of options, but Biteable is one of the top ones. And as me and James know, there's lots of other great ones out there, yeah? But with Biteable, basically what it does, James, it helps you create easy, inexpensive, studio quality animation, yeah? You basically just have to select your favorite character, infographic or effect, and then edit the text. Simple as that, yeah?
I'm going to go have a look at that. Yeah, never seen that before. That looks pretty cool.
There you go. So you've just learnt something new yourself today, buddy.
Yeah. And again, and I'm a guy that really loves video. You know, that's one of my big things.
Yeah, I do as well. I'm a massive fan of video and using them in marketing for sure. Yeah. Now, the third style I want to discuss is whiteboard videos. Again, we touched on that briefly earlier, James, during the episode, didn't we? But whiteboard animation, it allows you to tell a creative story with pictures drawn on a whiteboard or a blackboard, or, you know, there's lots of different options with these types of software these days, James, isn't it?
Definitely.
Or, you know, as I say, something that resembles a whiteboard, basically. But yeah, whiteboard videos have their place. Great style of video for a certain type of project. Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps people attention, because obviously, especially if you're doing a voiceover, because some people, again, learning styles, kinesthetic, audio, visual, etc. So if someone learns from reading, they're getting benefit from there if they learn from listening. But if they're learning from listening and reading at the same time, it's double the effect there, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's that old question of when and where to use it, isn't it? Yeah, it's got to be appropriate. You know, whiteboard videos, they're great for, you know, number heavy presentations.
Mm-hmm.
Because they make it easy to get a good rhythm, alternating talking and writing to maximize how the viewer comprehends it. You know, you can draw thoughts as well. You've seen these, James, haven't you? These tools where you could draw thought bubbles, graphs, diagrams, charts, or, you know, anything creative like that, basically, that helps you tell the story. Yeah.
And they've usually got these templates where you just drag these speech bubbles in and thought bubbles in and things like that, and then you just
they're perfect for informational videos, basically. I think is what I'm trying to say. And whiteboard tools, any that you're particularly familiar with, James? I'm
trying to think. I've had a few.
There are a few out there. I mean, I can tell you a couple of really good ones. One of the top ones is Doodly.
Doodly, not one I've used, but yeah, I'm very aware of it. Is it a monthly subscription?
Yeah, with Doodly, it helps you.
Is Doodly a monthly subscription?
Subscription, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I've not got it, just purely because, obviously, I've not got a need for it right now, so therefore I don't have a subscription.
Yeah, it's like with any subscription, James, you've got to justify the spend, haven't you?
Exactly.
But with Doodly, it basically helps you create whiteboard or blackboard or green board or glassboard videos in literally seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And another one that we are both familiar with, which has been a big seller, I think it sold around 60,000 copies on JVZoo, Easy Sketch Pro.
Yes, that is one that I know.
That was one of the very first ones to come out doing this style of video, yeah?
Yeah. Easy Sketch Pro, and I think Video Maker FX had some sort of part of it, basic versions of it as well.
Yeah,
incredible software in its day.
Video Maker FX is another one, and I think Easy Sketch Pro and Video
Explaindio.
I think Explaindio as well. Yeah, I think they're all still one-time payment, James.
Yeah,
but they all do these types of videos.
Yeah.
As usual, I'll mention it now. I'll put all these resources that we're mentioning during this episode in a post in the recommended resources area of our website, those2imguys.com. Okay, so you don't need to worry about having to write all this.
Okay. You've glitched up there a little bit.
More graphic videos.
You glitched up there, but we got to the end where basically we'll find all these resources in those two.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. The next style of video we want to discuss which is number 4, I believe, motion graphic videos.
Motion graphic videos, yes.
So basically, motion graphic videos are a style of animation, really, but they use text and shapes to communicate. But these types of videos, James, they don't usually tell a story. That's not what they're for, yeah?
No, they're usually attention grabbing, aren't they?
Yeah, well, again, it's up for the individual to decide when and where to use that style of video. But they effectively communicate complicated ideas, basically, in an easy, digestible way. That's what I've used them for in the past, anyway.
What tools do you use for those, Tony?
Good question. Great tool for these style of videos is Biteable.
Biteable, yeah. previously spoke about.
Yep. And again, Biteable is very comprehensive, James. It can be used for many different styles of videos, but it's great for motion graphic videos. Yeah.
I'm going to have a look at that one after the video.
Yep. And again, the thing about that particular tool is studio quality.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, it is subscription. A lot of these top tools are, guys. You're just going to have to accept that. You will find one-time payment alternatives. Are they as good?
Probably
That's
not.
arguable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Usually things are subscription for a reason, as me and James will both testify to. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the thing is, though, and you're probably the same, Tony, if something's a lifetime deal and you think, and it's going to go to subscription, sometimes if you don't even need it now, you might buy it then because it's an opportunity, as opposed to if it's a subscription model and you don't need it right now, I don't buy it. It's just simple as that. It's like, I don't need it right now. I don't need that overhead coming out. You know.
Yeah, we've touched on this before, James. If you're buying something at a one-time payment and it's got a clear subscription business model path going forward, then fine. But if it's not, I'd be worried.
Yeah.
I wouldn't personally invest in it.
Sustainable. Not sustainable.
It isn't. It just isn't sustainable long term, James.
No.
You know, for many reasons, usually server resources being one of them. But when we're talking specifically about, you know, video softwares here and apps,
especially video, because it's such data intensive.
That the resources that video is required to render video is extensive, so the costs are a lot higher. So for me, for it to be a long-term sustainable product, you need to have a subscription model. Simple as that.
Definitely.
Another great tool, James, you will have heard of this one, Powtoon.
Yes, I know Powtoon.
And there's lots of tune tools out there.
Right. Yeah.
Powtoon is one of the top ones. Again, it's subscription, but you've got very easy to use templates, super simple interface, James. And Powtoon basically helps you create engaging and captivating motion graphic videos that really fit, that you can really make fit your brand. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually realised I bought Powtoon. I don't think I've used much of it.
We're there again, are we? Where you've bought something and you've never used it.
Yeah, story of my life, isn't it? Yeah, just logged in. I very much got one of these. Yeah.
Video style number 5, James. I think you went out there, James. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm good.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Fantastic. Yeah, the 5th style I want to discuss of video style is typography videos.
Yeah.
Well, you've touched on this with the word kinetic. Yeah. But, moving text or kinetic typography, it's an animation technique, basically, James, isn't it? That blends. Sorry?
Works really well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it blends movement and words, doesn't it? Basically, to express ideas. Yeah, but it really grabs people's attention because people respond to visuals, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a great way of getting them to respond to the written word in an emotional way. Yeah. So I think it's fair to say kinetic typography. It's a great way to grab the attention of both of those things. Yeah.
And your favourite tool for that one, Tony?
Well, first of all, when and where to use it.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, because again, it's suitable for certain types of videos, isn't it?
Explainer videos, in my opinion, is the best.
Yeah, it's a great technique to have on, a simple concept or a feeling that you want to share, because these types of videos, they evoke emotion, James. And kinetic typography tools you asked about.
Yes.
One of them is Animaker.
Animaker? Okay.
Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't. I use another one.
Right. Well, basically, it's what's the one you use?
The one you use.
Which is?
The one we done our sales video for scroll blockers on, and I've took a mental block.
Easy VSL?
Easy VSL.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Mark Thompson's, yeah?
Yeah, to be fair, that doesn't do kinetic videos.
Oh no, that's just words, isn't it?
It does video sales letters. We're going to touch on this shortly.
Right.
But I understand what you mean, because it's basically words.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Easy VSL could do kinetic style videos, it'd be far much better, in my opinion, even though it's an amazing tool anyway.
Uh-huh.
But I get what you mean. And if it could do the kinetic style, it would be even better. Yeah.
Yeah, well, when I'm still using Video Maker FX for those ones that you're talking about, the ones that kind of move in and the text tips and does all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. That's all right. Well, the one I mentioned, Animaker, it's basically an online do-it-yourself animation video maker, and it brings beautiful presentations within everyone's reach, basically, James. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, subscription, guys, all these tools were mentioned today, the majority of them, they may have a free level to get you into the platform to test.
They don't. That's
but if you want all the bells and whistles, it will be subscription, yeah? Another great tool, James, for those types style of videos is Movely. Moovly. It's a cloud-based platform, basically enables users to create and generate multimedia content, animated videos, video presentations, animated infographics, and basically any other video content that includes a mix of animation and motion graphics.
Yeah, I didn't know. I've heard of Movely, but I've never actually looked at it before. It looks quite interesting.
Very nice piece of software, James.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the platform and
make sure you have a look at it yourself, and I urge our viewers and listeners to go and check it out as well.
Yeah, very cool.
Now, style number 6, screencast videos, James. One we're very familiar with.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the views and benefit of our viewers and listeners who may not be aware what screencast videos are, a screencast or screen capture, it's a digital recording of someone's computer screen, basically, often containing a voiceover, and it's basically a no frills method of teaching, James, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's great. It's great because you can literally, instead of trying to explain something, you can literally capture the screen. You can even have your own. The software that we're using just now, which is Zoom, can be used with it.
I think it's fair to say that most tech businesses will use this style of screencast video, to showcase a product or a service. Yeah,
gets to the point without any mess, and you can show every little step by step. And again, by recording it, people, if they miss anything, they can go back. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and a good example of when and where to use it is because they're arguably the most efficient way to explain how certain applications work.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why a lot of tech companies use them, of course. Yeah,
tutorials.
Trying to explain how to use those tools, those softwares, those apps. It's a great way of the perfect style of video for presenting that, really, isn't it?
Definitely.
Which is why we use it on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at some screencast tools. One I use daily, arguably the most used one for this style of video on the planet, Camtasia.
100%. That's where I thought you were going there.
Yeah, and Camtasia is basically, it's a software suite, James. It'd be doing it an injustice to call it a tool, wouldn't it? Because it's a software suite.
Massive. There's so much. It's like PowerPoint in you. It's like
great for creating video tutorials, presentations. As we say, screencasts, PowerPoint. From screencasts, from PowerPoint slides, whatever you want to use, Camtasia does it all, guys. It's a really powerful piece of software.
And strangely, Tony, you're not going to believe this, but this is one product that I have never bought.
And you can start using it for free, James.
I like that even better.
But yeah, it is subscription, guys. They have a free level so you can test it. You're not getting a lot of the functionality with that. But trust me, there's a reason why nearly every top marketer you will ever speak to or see, they will have recorded their screencast videos on Camtasia usually.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say, James? Yeah?
Oh, it's an absolute powerhouse, and it's been the industry leader for 10, 15 years at least, I'm sure.
Yeah, and there's been lots of people that have tried and failed to take its number one spot.
Oh yeah.
and it's number one for a reason.
Yeah, well, it's a great tool.
James, it's been around for as long as it has done for a reason, and that's because it's the best at what it does. Another great tool though is ScreenFlow. That's just so you know, because I know you're a Mac user. ScreenFlow is basically a screencasting and video editing software specifically for Mac.
Okay.
For Mac OS, yeah. It can capture the audio and video from your computer. You can edit the captured video. You can add highlights, annotations, and you can output the video file in a number of different file types, basically. You'll know more about that than me, with you being a Mac user, to be fair.
Well, I've not used that software. I've kind of stuck with Zoom and Screencast-O-Matic are the only ones.
Well, that's ScreenFlow. So as a Mac user, you might want to check that out, James. Yeah.
ScreenFlow, I'll check that in our notes.
Now, another one, guys, that is one of my favorites, and it's free, but they do have a subscription level as well. It's free for videos up to 5 minutes, James. And it's a Chrome extension, and it's called Loom. Loom.
Wonderful tool.
I haven't got enough good things to say about Loom. It's amazing.
Great tool.
So if you want a cheap, you can't get cheaper than free, James, can you? If you want a cheap, free way of being able to do screencast videos just by installing a Chrome extension on your browser, go and check out Loom, guys. Yeah, great for videos up to 5 minutes. I use any videos I'm doing, James, under 5 minutes, I use Loom. Over that, I use Camtasia.
Fairly. And have you got the subscription model of Camtasia, or did you buy it outright?
I bought it outright, but I still have to pay for the upgrades.
Right. Okay. Because I knew that at one time, I believe it is subscription only now, but I believe at one time you could actually buy it.
I bought it one-time payment. I don't pay a subscription for it now, but I do pay for upgrades. Mm-hmm. But the upgrade, it's not a lot, James. It's somewhere between $60, $80 when they do an upgrade, but it's worth investing in, yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, very powerful piece of software. I think we can both, totally confirm that to our viewers and listeners, yeah. Okay, number 7, we've got combination here: live action and screencast videos combined. Powerful, yeah.
What would that be?
What do you mean? What will that be?
So using screencast, so actually making the video.
Okay, yeah. Basically, live action screencast videos combine the best of on camera and on screen videos,
right,
which into a screencast video. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So you see the videos where you're switching back and forth between live action and your computer screen.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about.
I was getting confused. Then I'm like, what's this?
I probably, to be fair, you weren't getting confused. I probably didn't explain it properly in the first place. But that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Right.
It's that switching back and forth between live action and your computer screen.
Okay.
And I think we both know from our own content that we produce can be very, very powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But there is a certain place when and where to use that type of video, James, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
What I would say it's perfect for is YouTube how-to videos, video blog posts. By having this switching backwards and forwards, the audience doesn't get bored because they're constantly engaged. Yeah.
It's such a huge thing, though, isn't it? I mean, and again, I learned that from Joey Zotto, where he would use 2 and 3 different camera angles and change almost every few seconds.
Yeah.
To keep the tension going, and that's really, really, the psychology behind it's quite incredible, really.
Yeah, I mean, normal screencast videos, they're effective, but they can lack a bit of flair, can't they?
Yeah.
So by combining these two together, it completely engages your audience in a different way. Yeah. Live action screencasts for me in this scenario, it's the perfect solution. Yeah. And you've talked about a tool already that's great for what we're for these live action screencast style videos, James. Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah, we're shooting on it right now.
We're shooting on it right now. Easy to use, reliable, great for lots of different types of things, audio conferencing, collaborations, chat, webinars, etc., etc. But as you say, James, every episode of Those Two IM Guys, we record on Zoom, don't we?
Record on Zoom, yeah. And again, the beautiful thing about Zoom as well is the fact that when you do, again, obviously we've got a premium account. So once this stops recording, it will then render, it will give me the video file, it will give me the audio file. And I do believe if I want, there's a transcription as well option where I can click on it and actually can get the full transcription as well. So
you could turn that into other content. You could use it for a blog post.
Use it for a blog
whatever
post,
you want to do. Yeah.
So 3 pieces of content created for you just by one job.
Yep.
Who doesn't love that?
Yeah, we both love Zoom. We've not got enough good things to say about it. Not that we could fit into one episode of Those Two IM Guys anyway. Yeah, fantastic platform, very reliable, and that's why myself and James use it. And a good alternative though, James, is YouTube Live.
Okay, never used YouTube Live.
Lets you share your videos with friends, family, basically the world, and it's free.
Free's always good. Free's good. I'm still not ready to give up my paid subscription to Zoom. Without a doubt, I'm keeping it.
Do you want to hear about style number 8?
Go for it.
We've took off the screencast. This time, style number 8 is live streaming videos. Yeah.
Live streaming. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're
right.
You're going live, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, your own website, etc., etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's certain circumstances when and where to use that type of video, that type of live video, James, isn't there?
Yeah. And again, we promoted a video course by Steve Mellor, who taught an awful lot about that stuff. And guys,
check out that episode, guys, on Those Two IM Guys YouTube channel, because that product was unbelievable. The value and the quality, James, we were blown away by it, weren't we?
Yeah, and actually, the prices have now went up a fortune, up to, well, we say a fortune comparison what it was at the launch.
Yeah.
But Steve gave me discount codes for that. So if anybody does look at that video and they want this, reach out to us. We've got a discount code for it, and we will get you literally hundreds and hundreds of dollars of savings on that course. And by the way, and you've frozen up again,
we can't applaud that product and. Sorry, I'm saying we can't. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah. I'm just saying we can't applaud the quality of that product enough, can we?
It was incredible. And
yeah, we were blown away by the quality and how comprehensive it was.
I even bought, after learning about it, I even bought my own stream cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as I say, Steve just blew us away with his production quality there. And again, even if you were to pay full price, I still think it's an absolute bargain, because what you're learning from is a guy who grew up with 2 parents that were professional photographers and videographers. He has become a professional photographer and videographer.
James, before I took that course, I thought I knew a lot about live streaming videos.
A bit of blew your mind.
It took my knowledge to the next level after
the level beyond that as well, probably.
Yeah. You know,
amazing.
After taking that course, my knowledge level on that subject went next level into stratosphere. Yeah.
We'll put a link at the end of this video. I'll put a link in at the end of the video.
I'll put it on the I'll put it in the recommended resources area of our website, Those Two IM Guys, in the recommended resources post for this episode, James, as well.
Yeah. Super, absolutely super course. But again, streaming is just such a big thing now. I mean, there's kids that are out there on YouTube making ridiculous, nearly the same money as international footballers. I mean, let's face it, James, live streaming video, it's all about social media, really, isn't it? It's about connecting with your audience live and bringing them into what you're currently trying to teach them or explain to them. Yeah, and what I thought was incredible, the fact that with Steve's training, he showed you how you could actually hook up with multiple live platforms at the same time. Yep. So you were getting all this one piece of footage was getting sent out to multiple social media platforms at the same time, and you were engaging with your audience everywhere, which blew me away.
And there's quite a few softwares that allow you to do that, to stream to multiple platforms.
Yeah, you're glitching a little bit
these
again,
days.
Tony.
But talking about video streaming tools,
Yeah.
we're going to go into a few, yeah? Can
Go
you hear
for it.
me okay then, yeah?
I can now, yeah.
Okay, video streaming tools. You heard me up to there, yeah? Okay. First one, Facebook Live.
Okay.
And it's basically a free, easy way to broadcast live to your Facebook followers.
Yep.
Second one, Instagram Live.
Mhm.
Exactly the same thing. Great app to broadcast to your live followers in real time.
Yep.
The one we're talking about, and the one that Steve covers in his training course, OBS Studio.
Yeah, that's the one I
The one
use.
you use, James, it's the one I use, which is Open Broadcaster Software. It's basically an app which broadcasts you live to your followers in real time. And guys, it's free.
Yeah, it's open source.
I think it's fair to say, James, that OBS is a very comprehensive software.
I would be as bold to say that OBS is probably even better quality than Zoom and what it does, some of the stuff it does. And it's incredible the fact that it's free. You can donate. And again, I would recommend if anybody gets the value to make a donation. But yeah, what it can do is it's incredible.
Yeah, and it's been around a long time, constantly updated. So you don't have to worry about, invest your time in educating yourself to learn about it. Or paying for a course like Steve's course to educate you a lot quicker about it, because it's been around a long time. It's constantly updated by the community that support that, and it will continue to be in the future going forward, James, won't it?
Definitely.
Okay, let's talk about the 9th style of video. I bet you never realised there were so many styles, James, did you?
See, Tony, I didn't know. I've been doing so many of them already, and I was just doing videos.
Okay, style number 9 is photo montage videos, yeah?
Slideshow.
Basically, yeah. Photo montages are basically slideshows. They combine photos with music or a voiceover to tell a story.
Yeah.
A lot of people use them for, milestones, anniversaries, birthdays, weddings, that sort of thing, yeah? But they can be used for marketing as well, James, can't they?
Oh, of course. I do. Again, I use a little program called Videos, and it does a lot of different things. But one in particular, it does like an anime, like a temp, like I can't remember. I think they call it Extended, where you can actually create like a slideshow of a business, like a hotel or a restaurant with pictures of the food, and it's incredible.
Yeah, again, for those type of basic photo-based promotional videos, perfect. Photo montage will work for that, won't it?
Absolutely.
Especially if you or your clients on a real tight budget.
And super fast, Tony, as well. The client supplies you all the images. They give you the text that they want put beside that. You can just get it to work with a couple of decent softwares out there. Away you go. Yeah,
a really good photo montage tool that's been around forever, James. And again, they do have a free level, but really to get all the bells and whistles you need to subscribe. But it's a low monthly or annual subscription. Is Animoto.
Animoto?
Have you heard of that?
No, I don't think
it's cloud-based video creation service. You can produce videos from photos, from video clips, combination of both. You can add music, voiceover. You can do customized web presentations. There's a lot it can do. But yeah, for photo montage style videos, perfect for that. Animoto. So make sure, I know you're going to check it out. Make sure our viewers and listeners check it out, yeah?
I was just checking the one I used to use, but it's now called Photopia. And it was called ProShow by Photodex. And I bought it when I used to do a lot of the wedding entertainment, and we would create photo animation slideshows for clients.
James, there's loads of them out there. If you Google photo montage apps or softwares, there's hundreds of them. And it's just a case of, a lot of them will be free. But what I would say to you guys out there is what you see when you're using a lot of these tools and what the quality of the output isn't always the same. So I would check a few of them out, and you obviously use the one where the output is the quality you're looking for, yeah? With Animoto, I can tell you now, absolutely the quality of the output is the same as what you produce in the actual user interface, James.
Mm-hmm. And again, very, very cost effective, Tony.
Yeah, and the other thing I would say, guys, if you're going to use that type of software to, you know, produce photo montage videos, another thing you need to take into consideration is make sure your photo quality is great.
That's a no-brainer.
You know, believe it or not, if you use bad quality images, you're going to get bad quality video.
Yeah, I've seen people come. Oh, the video's terrible.
So
images.
Yeah, so photo quality and resolution is critical for getting a quality video from that type of platform. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the final style, number 10. And that's a good old video sales letter, James, the VSL.
VSL, Tony, a VSL.
VSL, video sales letter, the most commonly used video on the internet, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. And
the best software I've found, and I think you have as well, James, to be fair, to do this type of video is Easy VSL.
Yeah, so simple. I had bought it, Tony, and I've got to take my hat off. I'd bought it and I found it quite complicated because I didn't obviously follow any instructions. I've done video stuff for long and weary, and I thought, well, you know what? Surely I can work this out. Yeah. And I had problems with it. I never watched the video. And then I watched you do it.
And then I think you watched me. You watched me, didn't you? We did a little. I was doing a video. You watched me in real time,
and I thought, "Is that it? Is that how easy that is?" Because I mean, there's a lot of people that actually create VSLs for people and charge quite a lot of money to do so. Yeah. I thought, my goodness, that could be a business in itself doing VSLs.
If you want to produce a text-based video sales letter for your sales page, presentation, whatever, it does not get any easier than using Easy VSL, guys. Trust me. And I've used them all in my time. James has used a lot. And that software is awesome, James, isn't it? It doesn't get any better than that, guys.
Tremendous. No. And not that expel. Sometimes you get it on a deal, but even when it's not on a deal, it's still exceptionally good value for money. And you froze up again, Tony.
Yeah. Now, can you hear me okay now?
You're back now. Yeah.
Yeah. All those softwares we mentioned so far during this episode, James, that you can edit the videos from within the individual software or app, yeah? Mm-hmm. You know, you can basically deal with the production and the editing and everything from within the software tool. But sometimes that's not the case, James, is it? Sometimes you need an external video editor to put all the pieces of your project together, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, we've already touched, so we're going to discuss some of the best video editing softwares out there. We've already touched on what I consider to be the best one. And maybe I'm being a little bit biased because it's the one I use, but Camtasia.
Camtasia does everything. You know, I think if you've got a subscription or you buy Camtasia, it's going to pretty much do everything you need. I mean, you can even do VSLs in Camtasia.
Yeah. The ones I'm going to mention now, they're in no particular order, James, but you could ask 100 people and you'll get 100 different opinions.
Of course you will.
Yeah. But we've already said Camtasia, another amazing piece of software, Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yeah. High-end product. And again,
I would say that if you're a real professional videographer, that's the one that professionals go for.
Yes.
If you're a beginner, I wouldn't recommend it.
You're going to have a bit of kind of trial and error there. You know, it is a very complex software. And what I will say to people as well, don't be frightened of big companies like Adobe for subscription, because you'll be surprised how cost effective it can be, you know, depending on what you want. I mean, if you you do photos and you do video, Photoshop and getting Adobe Premiere Pro might be something like $25 a month between them. You know, go and have a look at the combination of what it costs, because just because it's the industry standard, it doesn't mean it's only affordable for super professionals. I mean, you're not going to be paying $500 a month or anything like that. You know, it's very cost effective.
It's like any subscription, James. You've got to justify the spend, haven't you?
Of course you have.
And if you've got the Adobe suite of tools, the Creative Suite, and you're using a number of those different tools on a regular basis, then you can justify the cost, can't you?
Yeah, yeah. And again,
so
I was going to say to you, Tony, something I want to put in here as well. A lot of the people will buy lifetime deals on products that don't actually last a lifetime. And when you look back at these products that are supposed to be like, oh, as good as Photoshop, as good as Premiere Pro, but they're 6 months down the line, they're gone. When you look at
and we've spoke previously in other episodes about the word lifetime, haven't we?
Yeah.
But people can be a bit misled and a bit naive about the word lifetime, can't they?
Oh, for
It's
sure.
the lifetime of the product, guys, not your lifetime. Let's be clear about that, yeah?
Nor the person that created its lifetime either.
I think it's fair to say, Camtasia, Adobe Premiere Pro, amazing pieces of software, as is Cyberlink Power Director 365. But for me, James, if you're going to use that, you need to be an experienced user. You need to be pro level, basically.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that one?
I've heard of it. I've never used it. What I use is a free tool for most of my video editing. It's just iMovie that comes along with my Mac.
Yep.
Incredible piece of kit.
And again, do your research, guys. Do your due diligence, as we always say. Go and Google free alternatives, because there's loads of them out there. What I'm telling you about are some of the top ones. All these are going to have subscription, but there are some good free alternatives out there. Next one I wanted to mention was another Adobe product, Premiere Elements, James.
Great tool. Premiere.
Another great tool, as is Pinnacle Studio.
Yeah.
We've heard of the next one. We'll both heard of the next one, Final Cut Pro.
Yeah, another great product. Again, that's an Apple-based product.
Yep, and another Adobe great tool, Premiere Rush.
Not used that. Don't know anything about it.
Yeah, another great video editing tool. Great for video production. As is Corel Video Studio Ultimate. Again, Corel been around forever, constantly updated. A lot of people swear by it. Again, you seem to get, it's a little bit like iPhone or Android, isn't it, with video editing software?
Yeah.
You're either in the Adobe camp or you're outside of that, yeah?
Yeah, well, see, Adobe, I find Adobe, in my experience, works so much better on Mac than it did on PC.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
And
again, guys, there's no right or wrong here. It's about finding the right tool for you, what you find easy to use for your experience level. And obviously budget as well, James. Yeah.
And I was going to say to Tony, if you are on a budget, there is some tools that I've used in the past. I don't use all the time, but on occasions I use, and I don't know if you've heard of them, but Movavi.
Movavi.
Movavi. And they've got lots of different little programs, all $20-$30 type products.
James, there's loads of really cool softwares out there. A great one is InVideo.
InVideo, yeah.
InVideo. If you don't want to be starting from scratch, guys, you want to be able to log into a cloud-based software that's got lots of templates that basically get you over halfway there instantly.
Yeah, Tony?
Then InVideo is a great solution for that, and it's affordable, James, yeah?
Yeah.
But just going back to the best video editing softwares, I think we were up to Corel Video Suite Ultimate. Another great one is Filmora.
Filmora, again, I've used that stuff in the past.
Yep. And the final one, but not last but not least.
You've just
Vimeo Create.
Tony, you just froze up there at that moment that you were going to give us the big reveal of number 10. And our final one is...
the big reveal again for number 10, last but not least, Vimeo Create.
Vimeo Create.
Now, Vimeo, we all know as a video hosting platform, yeah? But it does have a video editing software app as well.
Right. Is that included in
Vimeo Create? Yeah.
Is that included in my monthly fee and I don't know about it?
It probably is, mate. Yeah, I would imagine. Now, we're all about free, James, aren't we? Whenever possible, yeah.
I do like free again. And
trust me when I say this, guys. An amazing free option is DaVinci Resolve. Another one of those softwares. I can't say enough good things about this software. and it's free.
Yeah, DaVinci.
Yeah. If you want a top video editing software suite for free, DaVinci Resolve is up there with the best of them, guys. I'm telling you.
Well, and is that created by Blackmagic, the guys that actually build the video cameras?
James, it's been around forever.
Right.
The other thing as well, there's loads of assets available to use in it. So you can buy templates, you can buy stock footage, even though you can get a lot of stock footage free these days, but you can get a lot of assets that are developed to be used in DaVinci Resolve for very low cost, yeah? So trust me, top tip for today, golden nugget. If you don't do anything else that we've suggested in this episode, go and check out DaVinci Resolve.
I'm now downloading it.
James, it's awesome.
And it's actually quite funny because going back to Steve Mellor's video training courses, I think we gave away quite a lot of DaVinci Resolve assets.
We did, yeah.
As bonuses if anybody bought through our link.
Yeah, we gave away a lot of stock footage, backgrounds, all that sort of thing that are developed specifically for DaVinci Resolve.
Yeah, definitely going.
And I think once you've downloaded and installed DaVinci Resolve, they've got a marketplace, James, where you can pretty much find anything you want for your project.
I'm going to have fun looking at
that. Some are free, some are paid, but they're very, very low cost.
Perfect. Yeah.
And the other thing I will add as well about DaVinci Resolve, very, very user-friendly, comprehensive training.
And that's one of the hardest things, let's be honest, isn't it? Isn't it, really?
If you're a beginner to video editing, guys, go and check that out. It'll be one of the best things you do with your time today, yeah?
Tony, it's been quite an episode.
It has, and we've come to the end of it there, James, unless you've got any questions.
No, all I want to say is thanks so much for that, because there's a lot of things that even Tony, you do so much more research than me, and I appreciate that, because obviously I fly with the seat in my pants quite often, and obviously you've got a lot more experience. You've been doing this a lot longer, and I appreciate learning from you, even within our podcasts and our YouTube videos that we keep for all our guys. So thank you so much on behalf of me and behalf of our members. I really appreciate it.
James, out of those 10 video styles we've discussed during this episode, even myself, I probably only use 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, but it gives our people the option. They see that there's other options there available, and if they're looking to spice, if they're stuck in a rut and they're doing the same old thing, same old, and their audience are starting to get a little bit stale, then this is something that could obviously kind of inject a little bit of enthusiasm into them and take them to another level. So amazing.
I think the reason that I only use 3 or 4 of those options of the styles is because they suit my business.
Yeah.
I found the ones that suit my business best, and that's why I only use those styles. Yeah. That doesn't mean that the other ones we've mentioned are not fantastic.
No.
It just means they're not appropriate for what I do.
Yeah.
But they may be appropriate for what you do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I've got several businesses, so I tend to use these for a lot of different things, and out of all the 10 styles, I think I've probably done every one of them at one point or another. I just didn't realise what they were.
Well, hopefully that's been informative for our viewers and listeners. Video creation, production, editing, it can be a nightmare, James, can't it?
Absolutely.
But hopefully that's covered all the basics that you need to know and understand, yeah?
Definitely. Okay, well, thanks again, Tony. Thank you, our viewers and listeners, for tuning in. And if you are watching the video now, I'm going to point up either here or here. We're going to have a video link for our interview with Steve Mellor on that video course, and I'll probably put another link to something else that we've probably promoted as well recently.
I would urge our viewers and listeners to go and check that product out, because if me and you are learning things from it, James, then we definitely know it's going to be beneficial to our viewers and listeners out there. Yeah,
such a knowledgeable guy is Steve Mellor.
Very much so. Yeah, very switched on. Very switched on where that subject's concerned. Yeah.
And very easy to learn from. Sometimes we can find people that are hugely educational, but not entertaining enough to keep us engaged. And Steve has got all of that going on in buckets. So definitely worth looking at that. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks once again, Tony. And we'll see you all very, very soon on another episode of Those Two IM Guys. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye for now, guys.
Thanks for joining those two IM guys today. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to tune in next time for more interesting subjects, hints and tips on running your internet marketing business.